This Thursday at 6 o'clock, it's time for another True Geordie fan poker tournament. And don't forget, it's free to enter and I will be live during the tournament playing with you lot. The prize pool is $1,000 tournament dollars, which will double if we get more than 1,000 of you playing with us. And on top of that, if you knock me out, which someone did last week, as it happens, it wasn't Conor McGregor, you will win another $100 in cash in your account. So if you want to play poker with me, all you have to do is click the link in the description below, download GG Poker. So once you've downloaded the game on your computer or your phone, simply sign in. It's very easy to do. Go on tournaments, search True Geordie, and then click on that tournament, and the password is double down. So I'll see you there at 6 o'clock on Thursday. Don't forget, send the link to as many of your mates as you can, because the more of you playing, the more tournament dollars we can win. Don't forget, you have to be 18 to play. Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly, and you have to be in the UK or Ireland to take part. Thanks for watching. Now enjoy the video.
If you're Declan Rice right now, right, and you're one of the most in-demand midfielders in the world, you got Newcastle, you got Arsenal,
Bayern,
but Chelsea. Now I'm talking Premier League because players want to stay in the Premier League, right?
Okay, fair.
So when you've got Arsenal on the table, not forget the London factor and all that type of stuff. So he doesn't move his family. Arsenal, the closest team to City to fighting and winning a title, as it stands. You know, last season we were the closest team. It's a fact, right? No matter what you say, we're closer than United closer than Chelsea are as well. We got the experience of now fighting for a title. One of the best young managers, arguably the best young manager. It's the youngest team in the league, so also the highest potential with Saka, Martinelli, and so on and so forth. A transfer budget as well. What do Arsenal
How much is your transfer budget again?
Like £200+ million.
Okay.
Arsenal's a very, very attractive project, as well as Champions League football. The only team I'd argue that can compare to us is Newcastle.
Let's get this right, yeah? You lot had a good season, yeah? Next season, you can understand even the fact that, look at McAllister. McAllister's gone to Liverpool. He's got a big smile on his face. Why? Because Jurgen Klopp is still that guy, right? So we're going to be fair about this thing. I'm not going to just say us, because you can say that there's an uncertainty of us. I'll accept that. But then we have to put Liverpool in the conversation. Are we agreeing in that?
No.
No.
So Liverpool not in the conversation.
No, they're in the conversation, but they're not. They're not a more attractive project than Arsenal.
Arsenal's more attractive than Liverpool.
Their players are 30, 31. You can expect them to age. We're talking about Arsenal's main players. Saliba's 22. Do you expect him to go worse next year? Like, is he going to just have a decline next year? Come on.
Expectation.
Wait, hold on. Go on.
It's Bukayo Saka.
What I'm saying
is Bukayo Saka who's just set, I think, the
all
record.
I'm saying is expectation is dangerous.
No, it is dangerous.
When you're expected to do, like the fans, you lot walked in, the feeling around the feeling at Emirates, it was incredible. I will say you lot's fans were up for it. And the reason why is you lot were amazed. You didn't expect this. Everyone came to games thinking, oh my goodness, like we enjoy watching our team, which you never used to do for a long time. Now you're going back next season with the expectation to be good. You're going back next season saying we need to deal with these teams, and expectation is what kills a lot of teams. Because what happened with you guys is when you lot were at the front runners and the top of the league for so long, and it was yours to win. Yeah, expectation, you couldn't get over the line. Your bumps went.
Are we forgetting the fact that we lost our best centre back?
And
in the most crucial running of the period. It's like, do you think, right, if Liverpool
you're going to have to do with loads of injuries next season.
But you have to be better prepared for that, and that's where signings are going to help.
I think it's a fair claim you're making, and I think that the youth in your squad, it adds so much potential to what can happen. And like you see those stats of Saka and where he is ranked in terms of value of young players in the world right now, he's high.
But going back in the Arsenal way, though, they've always had great young players.
No, but
this is an Arsenal. Wait, are you not telling me that Arsenal have not been blessed with youngsters?
We have.
And then after the...
But here's the difference, though.
Fabregas, was he not like... You had the players that were special.
At that time, Arsenal had to sell players. We had a stadium to pay off. That is done now.
But I'm saying that we're not nowhere... This is the same... Bro, we're doing the same, like, literally, repeat. Your Arsenal have good players, young players, and then they leave when it's time.
I have a really high desire, to have a really good conversation about this, just because I'm genuinely curious about who is going to fill the top 4 next year. Because it could actually be any one of, like, 7 teams easily. But I feel like we get into this thing of being tribal. Like we've had so many people dismiss Arsenal as a competitive force in the season next year. It's baseless. There's no context for it.
It's based on you lot being rubbish for so many years.
It's also look, and I'm not saying I disagree.
Is
right?
that not based?
But I think it's based on the fact that people aren't convinced that Arsenal's squad size, especially with losing Granit Xhaka, is going to be big enough to compete on all fronts in the late. Because young legs, as we've seen with younger players before, like Michael Owen in his prime and Wayne Rooney, they do pick up injuries. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but there's a fear there. Look, let's talk about Declan Rice specifically anyway, because he is really world class.
That's a good player.
Or at least he's looking like he's going to become world class. Where do we honestly think he ends up?
Go on. I know you want to say something.
I think he could end up at Man United. If Sheikh Jassim, if we finalise that deal, he could end up.
What about if the other guy buys you?
He doesn't want to go
Sir
to
Jim,
Manchester.
Sir Jim, you don't know that.
So KG, do you think
You
right,
don't know that.
clear.
I've seen many videos when he says, I love playing here. Great place. This, that, and the other. On the pitch, when he's been interviewed.
Okay.
So it's not like he doesn't like Man United.
He doesn't want to move to Manchester.
Because I heard
His
the
young
rumour
family.
was he was a Chelsea fan as a kid. Is
Yeah,
that
he
true?
was. He was.
He's in Chelsea
listen,
Academy.
He was in
everyone,
Chelsea Academy. Yeah.
listen, anyone that's got money, they'll dream it. I saw Mudryk watching Arsenal games and he ended up in a Chelsea shirt. So it's life goes
but
like that.
the difference-
At the end of the day, if the money talks, as you said, all the man them getting to Saudi, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying if we get, let's say we get these Qatari owners and we put in a bid, we could really do
so
it.
Let's say every look, we know Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal. You can all afford them.
Yes, but we can't at the moment.
And Newcastle maybe too, right? But I don't expect them to come to Newcastle. I don't think we're anywhere near that level yet. Who does he go to though?
Why is the answer not obvious?
You tell me.
It's obviously Arsenal, right?
Why is that?
Because we can afford him, we can attract him, and we are the closest team to signing him. So why is it not?
Why are you the closest?
Because we're the team that have done the most groundwork.
Okay.
You know, we've been talking to Rice since January. And if we don't get it done now, it's either because another team is really ridiculous and
Like
they go over the
Chelsea.
top, like Chelsea, they were Mudryk, they paid a lot of money up front, or, you know, Arsenal F up negotiations.
Josh, you were on about Chelsea and the connection there with Rice. As a Chelsea fan, what are you feeling about
What
it?
I've heard online, people are saying with Rice, it's who's going to last like longest in the battle for him. And what I expect to happen is that Caicedo ends up going to Arsenal because they're going to make the first bid, and then I don't feel that Arsenal are going to be able to afford a Caicedo at 80 million and the Rice at 100
Why not?
We can afford
and every other player that you
Respect
need
us,
to
please.
sign. No, I'm not saying you don't have the budget. I'm saying you're going to have to buy other players.
I
That's the
don't
thing.
think
have-
Arsenal, we will sign two midfielders. We are not letting go of a first team starter in Granit Xhaka and not signing two midfielders. Because you're replacing Xhaka for Rice, but you're losing a player behind him, right? So you need to have two players there. We can afford Rice and Caicedo, but I think Rice is more likely because we've got that deal down further down the line. Caicedo, because Chelsea wants him and we know how your owners work, that's where I'm a bit concerned. But if you guys match Arsenal's offer, again, he is picking Arsenal over Chelsea because we've got Champions League football.
He's picking Arsenal over. He's picking Arsenal over Chelsea.
Also, he has
Give
a
him more
much
money.
greater affinity
No,
to
but that's the
Arsenal.
difference. There you go.
And he's made these statements about Arsenal. Even when he injured Martinelli, the
was a report,
comments
wasn't it?
afterwards was about him being like, "I'm really sorry,"
Yeah.
and I hope that doesn't impact my relationship with the team.
You lot sound like how Liverpool's fans sounded when they were getting Bellingham, fam.
No. But we're not.
You lot sound, I got the sources.
We're not.
I know him. I know his dad.
I feel like also, we're not deluded into needing those two players, but I do feel like
exactly.
we've been very clear about the players that we want very early. I think they're feasible within the budget we have and the types of profile players. They're not like we're trying to attract a top player, like the most in-demand midfielder. So I feel like it's possible.
I think Rice is one of the most in-demand.
No, but
midfielders.
I feel like he clearly doesn't want to go up north, because if he does, Man City would have, with them losing Gundogan and fudging probably Bernardo Silva, would be the first player on the list. So he doesn't want to go up north.
Who told you that?
Because if he did, Man City's name would be all over all of this.
But you're leaving
it would be
out
no
a team.
question.
You're leaving
Yeah,
out
but
a
Man
team.
United ain't got
We've
the juice like
Champions
that,
League
and I don't even
We
mean that
have got the
disrespectfully.
juice. We have. We got.
No,
we
but you
can
don't.
I
sign
haven't really seen Man United linked that
We
much
haven't
with
on
Yeah,
exactly
but you're
because
focused on Money Mason.
right now we're just trying to get. We're trying to sort out
Money
our
Mason.
we're trying to sort out our financials right at the
Yeah,
moment.
you're not gonna be
But
moving
let's
in
not
the
let's
transfer
not
market quick.
pretend,
You're not gonna be
guys.
Sorry, man.
What do we think he's worth? What do we think he'll go for?
Rice?
Overall?
90.
100 million.
The deal we're
100
hearing is 92, then with add-ons. That's what.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Earlier on, you were saying you got 200 million to spend this
Yes,
summer,
we
right?
do.
So you're going to spend 180 million on two
midfielders.
players.
Yeah, but you're forgetting.
160, but yes.